Bloggers, thanks for tuning in. Right, well, we just did JW's radio. We just finished it up. I had an idea again. This actually, just to kind of recap, get you guys up to speed because you follow on the daily vlogs. This came from James Drennan, a guy that watches the JW's radio. Left a comment last week, and it was a great idea, and it was about reviewing and talking. Well, just not necessarily a review, just talking about. I wanted to, of course, just add my own thing about it. Talk about a movie, and I chose this one first to talk about, which is Rio Bravo. Rio Bravo is one of my favorite movies. This is one of my favorite John Wayne movies. 1959, I believe this thing came out. So I chose that as my first one to just do. And great idea, great idea. I'm glad he said something because you know what? I love doing that stuff, and it adds another component to the JW's radio. I always like to try to add something that it keeps you guessing, keeps you wanting to watch, keep coming back to it, rather than it just being boring old me sitting there and yakking about some stuff. That's kind of why I do the mystery gun. What are we talking about? Mystery gun. What do we got? What are we gonna, so, and I think this time around, this Saturday, it's definitely gonna be something that's quite different. So, yeah. Anyway. So I'm cleaning up things here, just getting everything's, had my black coffee. Still got some left. Talked about that Kershaw knife that we did. It seems kind of strange to me talking about that because I will admit we did shoot that video quite some time ago because it was supposed to mount to some more stuff, but we never really got around to doing it, and really that's all we had was the stabbing the boot, the lock strength test, and then of course the kind of what turned into an outtake, but you guys got to see it here on the daily channel, the cutting up the water bottle. So the reason I separated it all is because, well, each thing is unique. I thought the stabbing the boot thing was just so unique, and I thought that kind of almost deserved its own little monumental thing because that was just like, it's such a classic, right through the boot. So kind of like the cold steel test videos that they do, so that's kind of neat. And then of course the lock test, that's the reason it just got separated. And then also I like to throw special things and special videos on this daily channel, specifically for you guys, really just so you guys have something special that's different than the main channel. You guys are going to have different content. You're going to see different videos right here. Just for being a subscriber to the daily channel, you will see different things. Even now and then on these vlogs, I'm going to toss in a random, I was out of the blue, like, oh, we're reviewing this or talking about this gun, a different insight that I have on it that I may have not have done on the original video with it or something. So, yep, and had my John Wayne special, brought him out. So, yeah, gonna get cleaned up here, get this stuff cleaned up, and I'll get you guys in a bit. Well, still here at work now, getting close to the end of the day. Friday, not much going on. I know what you're thinking. Why is this guy working on Veterans Day? I could have taken a day off. I probably should have, but no, we have a few customers, but always need to make the paycheck anyway, so might as well be here, right? So wanted to talk a little bit about something that I think will surprise some of you. So if you recall, as maybe some of you know, some of you don't, as I recall, the story of old John Wayne and his grips, his signature yellow ivory grips. Story has it they're made out of Catalin, which is a form of Bakelite plastic, and he tea stained them himself. That's the story. That's supposedly, I even read that, and I think it's in an article from the American Rifleman. one of their magazines, they talk about it. So there's also some pretty interesting photos. The NRA curator guys, they got a couple of his pistols, and they showed it off and talked about it. Really neat to actually see it up close, see those the grips up close. But of course, as time has marched on, I'm sure those grips have changed a little bit because of age and just being as old as they are, and of course being a movie prop. So, but yeah, that's the story. So I've always tinkered around that in my mind. You know, in staining, you know, I've messed around a lot with staining those polymer ivory grips that you get using leather dye and all kinds of attempting to do all kinds of stuff with it. So of course, the very first thing I ever tried was tea and coffee, trying to stain those grips, and the outcome of that was absolutely nothing. Didn't do a thing to that what they sell now. So that polymer ivory stuff that you buy from the store, it's pretty tough stuff. It does not take to it takes quite a bit to mess those up in some way. So yeah, I'm always thinking of ways to alter that kind of stuff before I was making my own. So anyway, so I had gotten around to tinkering around with it. I've been kind of doing it a little bit of behind the scenes work, casting up some grips, and kind of just threw around the thought in my head of offering or showing my version of what I'm going to call the tea stain grips. It's kind of an idea that I came up with, and I figured I'd try it out and see if I could do some sort of staining process to a more of a off-white yellowish kind of grip, and have like do a staining thing to it rather than doing it the traditional way that I normally make my grips with where the staining is part of the coloring inside the actual grip. This process will be, the staining it's really just a stain. So to see if I could stain them and make them kind of look real crude and more, I guess, authentic to bone. That's the main thing I keep in mind, is to keep it, what I'm keeping in mind when I'm doing these grips, is to try to still represent the fact that it's supposed to be ivory. I think a lot of times you get lost in that concept of you're trying to go for really close to what John Wayne had, and I mean, in reality what he had was, to be cut and dry, was some stained plastic grips. That were supposed to look like ivory. So that's the main thing I remember there. I find myself a lot of times trying really hard just to make yellow plastic looking grips, but in reality you got to remember that what they were trying to represent was aged ivory. So anyway, I went ahead and finished them up today, so I'll be showing them to you in a bit here, and so stay tuned for that. I'll show that off to you, the new tea stained grips from my offering, what I got and what I designed. So again, it is different from my normal aging process, because normally the aging is within the materials. It's in itself is a stain. So yeah, and just getting ready to get out of here, call it a day. It's been a long day because it was busy in the beginning, but it's tapered out now, and so yeah, that's my Friday. I don't recall. I'm gonna have to check again with. I'm gonna have to check again on that before I say it on video. So I'll get back to you on that. I know, the anticipation, right? What am I talking about? Okay, a little tour of my work area here at work. This is a little work tray full of tools, stuff I use on a daily basis. Allen wrenches, of course, all this stuff. We do a lot of work on compound bows. That's what this thing is right here. It's a bow press. Here I got some bronze wool. Those of you that are trying to remove some rust off your gun and don't want to remove the bluing, get yourself some bronze wool. You can actually get that off of Brownells. I don't think I haven't found it anywhere else other than them. So again, it's really grody here, back here. Ruler, Shimmerchrome polish for metal, polishing metal and whatnot. This is called a Bitzenberger. It's an arrow jig, fletching arrows. And these guns here, I know you've seen them a lot in the background. There's some of them are ours here in the shop, and then some of them like this this SKS here is actually on hold for a customer. The one on the end is ours. This Mossberg 500 is ours. The Ruger 1022 takedowns. This Remington, more Ruger Americans. Those are all ours. And the rest of these, this M1 carbine is actually on consignment. That there's the infamous flare gun. If you guys remember the vlog called "Vlog with a Flare." So. Iced tea. What are you maniacs doing? It's getting dark out. Getting dark early. One went under the house. You didn't want to go after him? Nope. Back out into the light. Well, at least our official light, right? Yep. Sure got dark quick. Just got home and it has gotten dark. Isn't that cool? I like the way that looks. I think I'll use that for the thumbnail. Okay, so I think you've waited long enough. So here are what I'm calling my tea stain style grips. Get out of the light. What do you think? I'll do an HD video of them. So that's just a first look right there. Wanted something crude, yet still keeping to the John Wayne kind of look. Of course, I wanted them look kind of like the ones that were coming out of the, or kind of like if you would go get them from the museum or something. And of course on video it shows up a lot darker than it really is. Not sure what that's all about. Well, scrap metal. The templates right here that I was using for the new glove, I found these on Google search, but the little these finger stall pieces are way too small, so I actually had to alter them. I cut them out and traced them and enlarged them the old-fashioned way. I originally went to the office place and told them I want 5 copies. That was it. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money. 70 something cents, and they messed up. They printed out like, I don't know, maybe 50 copies. I don't know. Either way, they gave them to me for 70 cents, so I was happy. That works. That works for me. So, yeah. Anyway, wow. It gets so dark quick around here now, but I like it. I like it. I like the better colder weather. That's what I like. So tomorrow is my birthday dinner. Going out to the steakhouse, so please join me for that. Tomorrow will be my birthday dinner. It's not actually my birthday, but it's when I chose to do my birthday dinner because tomorrow is my Friday. Even though today is Friday, tomorrow is my official Friday, so great way to kick off my 3 days off. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.